Hi there. Welcome back to another quick and easy watercolor painting. Today we're going to work on something very quick and very loose. But this is something I see every day actually. This is a scene out my front window of my house. So I'm going to make it, we're going to try it a little bit loose and free today and see what we get. So I got a whole bunch of Payne's Gray here. I got my board laying perfectly down flat, and I just picked up some Payne's Gray right out of the palette. I'm going to pick up a little bit more, and we're going to just tap it into the wet of the page here. I'm trying to make a tree line way off in the distance. Okay, so it's a very gray day today. I'm making this tree line that's way off in the distance, and I'm going to make a little bit of let me rinse my brush off here. I'm going to make a little bit of a yellow ochre edge that's sort of close to that, but not quite touching. And then just in front of that, so I'm not going to rinse this brush off. Actually, I'm going to touch this onto here this time. See if we can get this yellow ochre to bleed in with that Payne's Gray. I'm not going to rinse this off. I'm going to put this right into my sap green. I'm just going to put a little lick of sap green across there, just like that. I'm not going to do any more to this than just that. Now we need this to completely dry before we do the next session, the next section, but you see how all that's starting to bleed together? That's exactly what we're going for. Okay, so just let this dry and then we'll come back. All right, so you see that dried up pretty cool with all that color mixing and everything, but it kind of pushed that tree line way back in the distance, which was exactly what we're going for. I'm using a number 1 watercolor brush here. You don't have to use a number 1. You can, use whatever it is that you have, but I want to put in some trees. And these trees are going to go all the way up and off the page. Okay, these are willow trees. And willow trees are not known for growing very straight. They kind of, if anything, they grow crooked. And what you can see me doing here is I've taken some Payne's Gray and I'm just sort of drawing my branches off here. I'm gonna make this a little bit thicker on the bottom. But I'm drawing my branches off here and then I'm pulling along that line, okay, to get the branch to go out further. And then I'm just adding the Payne's Gray with the brush to make it a little bit grayer, okay? And you can just think of it as an experiment. Think of it as, this is just all an experiment. Everything that we're doing here, I want you to think of every time you watch me that this is all just one big experiment and we're just trying to have some fun with our paint. All right, that's turning out not too bad. That's what I'm going for. So you can keep, adding. You can take your brush, drop in some paint, and then take the tip and put in the branches. All right, that's about all the branches that we're going for right now. Anyways, so let's you could fill this whole thing. Okay, no problem. You could fill this whole thing. But I'm going to do 2 things right now. One is I'm going to put in some of this sienna. And I'm going to tap my brush. I'm going to tap my brush like that. This doesn't have to be sort of in any direction at all. And now I'm going to take the tip of this and I'm going to put in some small trees. These are dogwoods where I live. These are called dogwoods. And we have piles of them. They're kind of a nuisance, kind of a tree. You know, you can put small little lines in here if you like, however it is that you want. Remember, it's your painting. You know, so try to make it your own. Don't worry about copying mine. All right, I'm going to pick up a little bit of sienna here again. We're going to try to bump up the saturation here a little bit. All right, that's turning out not too bad. Let's dry this. All right, we're going to put a little bit of yellow ochre in here and try to you know, touch that previous line and get quite a bit of yellow ochre in here. We're going to put some more pigment in there. Might touch a little bit of Payne's gray in there too. All right, now I'm going to do the same thing with our stick again. This is a whole lot of bulrushes that are growing across from my house. These are bulrushes, we would call them, but also cattails would be another name for them. And I might just bump that up with a little bit of more Payne's gray in there. See what happens. All right. Put a little bit more of this in a couple places. All right, let's let this dry. All right, that turned out pretty cool. I mean, this tree line way back in the distance, these trees up close, all that sort of mistiness in the background there, and then our bulrushes and stuff in the front. You know, you could push this up here so that you've seen, you know, way more of the trees in the sky, or push it down here so you've seen way more of the foreground. Let me know what you think of it. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to know where you're from. Maybe you could drop me a comment in the comment section and tell me where you're watching me from. I really appreciate it. And if you're currently a subscriber, thanks a lot. And if you're not currently a subscriber, please consider subscribing to my channel. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again next time.